Hi, everyone. I am Janine from Cards and Coffee with Janine. Happy new moon in Aquarius. Let me turn off that light. I'm seeming to forget that causes a huge glare. So we're going to do a free tarot card reading tonight for the new moon in Aquarius. And it's going to be really good. I'm going to do it in the design of a fan. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. You can see my table like that. So I'm also going to be going live on my Instagram, which has more followers. It is Cards and Coffee with Janine. But yeah, so you're welcome to join me there too. I'm just going to be going live there in a minute. I am trying to, build my YouTube page and things like that. So I wanted to come live on both. So without any further ado, I'm going to go live on there and we'll get started. See if anyone wants to join me. Alrighty, let me get out. Tonight we're going to be using the Ethereal Visions Tarot, but before I go any further, I'm going to start this on Instagram too. And I'm wondering if I can get it even so that I can be looking at both you guys at the same time. So we will see what happens. Because, Aquarius is all about this revolutionizing energy and trying new things. So I thought I've got to push myself into YouTube this year because I love watching YouTube videos. But my main channel is on Instagram. Okay, here we go. All right, that's about as even as I can get. All right, let me get out my decks. Definitely started this a little bit early, but okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Happy new moon in Aquarius. I am coming to you live on two places right now. On Instagram, Cards and Coffee with Janine, Janene, and my YouTube channel, Janine Gibbons, which is my full name, Janene, and then Gibbons is my last name, Gibbons. So I'm coming to you from two places on YouTube and Instagram. I'm probably going to look at Instagram more. Hi, tie-dye clothing. Hi, healing vibes. So I'm going to do a tarot card reading tonight for the new moon in Aquarius to see, what the collective energy is. And I am going to do a new spread. This is something I love to do, and that kind of always just gets channeled to me a couple of days before. I get a little download or a visual. And this time it was a fan. And I thought that was really appropriate because Aquarius is an air sign. It's the water bearer. So a lot of times people will think it's, water sign, but no, it's an air sign, along with Gemini and Libra and Aquarius. So yeah, being that it's an air sign, I felt like a fan was an appropriate image the more I thought about it because it represents, movement. You fan yourself when you're hot. And then the fans that I was thinking about, the more the week went on, because I got that a fairly long time ago, that image of this fan that I was going to do. Excuse me. And I was thinking about the fans. I saw these fans on Schitt's Creek, actually, or I was watching a special behind the scenes. I don't know if you guys watched that show. Let me grab my lighter. And I think it was like some drag queens. They were dressed up and they had the fans that said iconic. And today when I was like kind of meditating, I was thinking about that, like, and just thinking about like, what would your fans say? And I feel like this is what, this tarot card reading is going to tell us. And I feel like if I know Aquarius energy, and like, I do have a fair amount of Aquarius in my life, one word that came to mind was free. Freedom, but like I could just see that fan saying free. And because I think that this season is really all about that. It's about freedom, it's about liberation, and the freedom to try new things and see things with fresh eyes. And in a lot of cultures, this moon is actually considered the start of the year. Like it's considered the Chinese lunar year, New Year. So yeah, it's kind of exciting. And then in the pagan cultures, which, I practice, I'm Wiccan, tomorrow is Imbolic. And it's kind of similar in what it's talking about. We're celebrating not only the new moon, but it's kind of in conjunction with this kind of another start to the year. It's like another thing to celebrate and high holiday where we're at the midway point between winter solstice and spring. We're halfway there. We're halfway to spring is the fancy way of saying all that. So congratulations. And it's really time to welcome in those creative juices. And I'll be talking more about Imbolic tomorrow. I'm going to be doing another ritual then. But yeah, one of the goddesses associated with Imbolic is Bridget, and she's all about the fire. And so I would say it's a mix between fire and air. And, I don't know, there's just so many correspondences I can think of. Hello, Thomas. With this time of year and the energy. Because if you think about the seasons of the wheel, well, right now we're still in the north, the direction of north, the element of winter, but now we're kind of halfway to spring, right? And that's the east. And that talks about the new beginning and growth. And so Imbolic is really the time where like nature and we are pregnant with our new seeds of intention. And it just feels like with all the retrogrades that were going on in January, it was kind of some dense energy. But now we're into a time where there's more forward movement. And, it's like that stage of pregnancy where you're just starting to show or something like that. Or even if you can't really see, life is forming underneath the surface of things. Like we're really kind of getting halfway there. And so it's an exciting time. It's an exciting growth period where we're starting to see those first signs of growth. What else? So Aquarius in general. Shoot, I forgot my planner that had all the things in it. Well, that's okay. Aquarius in general is a sign that is a little bit emotionally detached. And I do feel like that could serve us because I feel like a lot of us at this point in the pandemic and the year are like feeling pretty restless. And so maybe detaching from unnecessary, not only emotions and thoughts, but people and situations is really going to serve us. And Aquarius is kind of actually good at this. And sometimes it can feel a little oof, but I mean, I feel like they get away with it because they're so quirky and fun. And they are always in this revolutionary plight kind of for humanity. They're humanitarians. They care. And so you're not detaching from the things you care about, but you're detaching from the things that don't care about you, essentially. And this is a really good time of year to let those people go. If you're seeing repeated signs of people not growing, it's time to move on from them in service of your own growth. And that can be really difficult, just because there is like forward motion with a lot of things. Like Venus went direct recently. And just because there is that forward motion doesn't, and the fog has essentially lifted and Mercury retrograde will be over in a couple days on February 4th, doesn't mean it's any easier when we can see things clear, because I do feel like this time around we're seeing things that maybe we thought we didn't realize were easier to deal with when they were under the veil of an illusion. But, Symbolic and any high holiday like it, the Chinese Lunar New Year, is going to make the veil a little thin. So I do feel like our ancestors, our spirit guides, are really showing us who's who and what's what. And it will make it easier for us to set goals, but sometimes will lead us into challenging conversations. But at the heart of it all, we need to be thinking, is this serving my growth, or how can I look at this in a new way? Might be an even gentler approach. But I really just, like, the one thing I want to recommend is don't attach yourself to any criticism that you feel. Like, be gentle on yourself right now. And I don't know, just don't put up with anything that's outgrown you. Like I said, if it's not serving your growth, it is going to be the time to detach yourself from it. So we'll see what the cards have to say. Woof, I just blew in that sage. Here's some of that for you. I'll get my feather to blow it on you there. It's my turkey tail feather. All right, so I'm going to open this circle and get started. And I am recording this on YouTube. If you see me looking, I've tried to align it up so that I can be looking at one place essentially, but it's close, but it's not perfect. Hey, I'm glad that resonates, healing vibes. That's really, that's just what I'm feeling. Like even today, I'll probably have to close that window as soon as the sage goes out. I was listening to Lana Del Rey, because I'm a huge Lana Del Rey fan, right? And, I know one of my friends in particular is always like, oh, her music is so sad. I love Lana. But usually, it can be depressing. But I've realized also how far I've come. And in that sense, I've realized I can listen to her music now from a place of detachment. So that's another way of looking at detachment. Like, some things we can't just, unfortunately, walk away from on the spot. But if you detach your emotions from it, I kind of do feel like that's the first step. Or you can look at that and say, this is how it was in the past, but it's so different now. And it can be a reminder of your growth. Like, listening to her music today, for me, was a reminder of my own growth and where I'm at now. And it was almost like a diary, because I remember where I was when certain songs came out, but I feel completely different about them now. And I definitely think that also kind of was influenced by this last Venus retrograde that we've had, that just ended on the 29th. So, what's that? Like yesterday? 2 days ago. Yesterday. Oh my God. This month though. Time. But so Venus just went direct. So Venus is the planet that deals with relationships. So we may be seeing in particular the people who we may have to detach from in some way, like maybe detaching from their approval, or detaching from their criticism. And then vice versa, the people that we can get kind of quirky and innovative with are also going to be highlighted at this time and show themselves. And there will be forward movement there, because it is the universal year of the lovers. And in the Chinese culture, it's the year of the tiger. So it's a year for leadership and it's a year for love. Doesn't get much better than that. I was actually born during the year of the tiger too. I was born in 1986. So it feels kind of very full circle to be here now in 2022 in the year of the tiger again. So with that, I am going to start the tarot card reading for real now. I'm going to close my window and then open the circle and we'll get started. Oh no, my sage is still on. There we go. All right, I try to let that go as long as I can, but so we definitely needed it tonight. And that is one other thing with the veil being thin. Saging is really going to help and be helpful at this time because you do want to be clearing the energy. Because January was dense, but February, there is forward movement, there is growth. It's going to play out in its own way for different people, but those Venus going direct and Mercury going direct are going to help. So with that, I'd like you to roll your shoulders back. If you're still here, that's great. Instagram doesn't say anyone is. YouTube definitely doesn't. YouTube was like giving me a hard time today. It said I couldn't go live on my phone, which doesn't make any sense. Now I'm on my computer and I'm live and it doesn't seem to be a problem. But it's keeping me on check though, because I have like a little timer on YouTube. So maybe I won't make this quite as long. We'll see. But yes. All right, everyone, if you just want to call your energy into present time. Let's do a mantra really quick, just one. Let's do an Om, Om, Shanti, 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 Om. So Om is the sound of God or the universe, however you look at your creator. And Shanti, Shanti, Shanti is peace. So connecting to that, to the source. And then just one more for clearing obstacles. Om Mani Padme Hum. So that's all the blessings of the Buddha, that one. Om Mani Padme Hum. And it's thought to remove obstacles. And it's really cool. I've also heard it's every syllable of the Sanskrit language. So I kind of love that as well. All right. Here we go with that. Now let's call in the guides and guardians. I feel like we're ready now. Okay, here we go. If you want to close your eyes and like lean back, because when you lean back, that's connecting your chakra. It's like leaning back into like God, essentially. You're connecting all your chakras inward. Keep your feet planted on the floor. Be comfortable. All right, here we go. I welcome in the guides and guardians of the East, element of air. Thank you so much for being here tonight in Aquarius, this Aquarius new moon, which Aquarius is an air sign. In the East, with the element of air, we welcome in new beginnings that will serve our highest good. And we welcome in new messages around these beginnings that are on their way. Let the messages that come in regarding these beginnings be clear and easy for us to understand. Show us how we can use this time to expand and move towards our dreams and greet each dawn and each day with peace and ease as we welcome this new chapter, this new lunar year. I welcome you into the circle with so much gratitude. Guides and guardians of the South, element of fire. We celebrate you tomorrow on the Festival of Imbolc, Goddess Bridget, Goddess of Fire. And we call you in tonight and welcome you into the circle to help us to continue to burn clean all those people, situations, and thoughts and patterns that no longer serve us. Help us burn that clean. Fire burns clean all that no longer serves. We also welcome you in tonight to light within us the spark of creative joy, the inner flame that will motivate us to reach for our dreams, to birth our dreams through passion. We welcome you into the circle with so much gratitude. Guides and guardians of the West, element of water, thank you for being here tonight. We welcome you into the circle to help us and give us messages around all that needs to be cleansed and purified at this time. Thank you for showing us what needs to be cleansed and purified in ways that are easy to understand. We also welcome you in and ask you to help us with getting into a state of flow with the universe where we can welcome in abundance and prosperity around these new beginnings and this new growth that is occurring. Thank you for letting us be in receiving mode and divine feminine mode and learning how to receive the goodness as well as giving it out. Thank you for letting us recognize the ebb and flow that is life. I welcome you with so much gratitude into the circle. And guides and guardians of the North element of Earth, thank you so much for being here tonight to keep us safe and happy and protected and give us messages on how best we can each do that and collectively how we can protect our planet and one another. I also welcome in at this time when the veil is thin any ancestors of love and light and all spirit guides, my spirit guides, your spirit guides. I welcome you to be present within our circle and help get messages to people that will serve their highest good and the highest good of all. I welcome you into the circle with gratitude. And finally, I welcome in the element of spirit that breathes life into all the elements and to life itself that animates life. We are so grateful for you and this life, and we welcome you with so much gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I welcome in all guides and guardians of love and light and nothing else. And with that, the circle is open. The circle is open. Amen. Blessed be, harm none. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. And so it is. Woof. Alrighty. So 22 minutes in, and we are ready to start. So I'm going to start out with the Ethereal Visions Tarot. This one is new. I just got it for Christmas and I really, really love it. I love the gold stamping on it. It's gorgeous. Highly recommend. And I haven't used it that much. I think there's a couple cards that I've never gotten here before because it is an 80 card deck and a traditional tarot deck is 78. So I'm kind of hoping that, like, I always am hoping that they'll come out so we can kind of explore those energies, but we'll just have to see. And then we're going to fill it in later with the Crystal Visions Tarot. So again, I'm making a fan. And I'm going to be doing a post on my Instagram, Cards and Coffee with Janine, so you can definitely check that out later to kind of see more visually what that looks like and what the energy looks like. So I'm going to say one more quick prayer over the cards, and then we'll see what wants to come out. Dear God and Goddess, thank you for giving us messages of the highest love, light, and truth that will help us during this Aquarius new moon. As an air sign, we ask you to give us messages around communication towards these new beginnings, around how we can see things, situations from a fresh perspective that will further our growth and our progress towards achieving our dreams. And we ask for the hope and inspiration that is required to follow our dreams at this time. Amen. Blessed be, harm none. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. And so it is. Okay. Let's see. So if you do want to think about your intentions at this time as I'm shuffling the cards, any signs, any cards that you will take as a message, now is a good time to do that. New moons are all about setting intentions. So this is, your second cosmic ask of the year. All right. I think I'll do 6 shuffles tonight. This is 3, I think. And hello to the people who just joined. Levita. Ooh, I love that name. And the Dahlia Ann, is that how you say it? Thank you for being here. Hopefully you stick around and enjoy the messages that come through. I love doing these readings. And by the way, I do personal readings as well. Just DM me to schedule a reading. They're very similar to this. I don't usually do like the spread and a fan, but I pull 6 cards to start, 2 in the past, 2 in the present, 2 in the future. Usually more than that comes out, and we kind of go from there. But tonight I'm going to try to pull 3 cards from each deck. Oh, that might be 3. Okay. Interesting. So it's funny because I've only used this deck a couple times, right? And I feel like the similar cards want to come out. But we did get 2 new ones. So I know we've gotten this one before, and I feel like I've only used it once. So I do feel like we've gotten, these cards are difficult with the light. Hold on 1 second. Let me see something. Excuse my cleavage. Alrighty. All right. I feel like that's better. So the first card out, this is not better though, is the 7 of Cups. And so the 7 of Cups talks about having too many options. And this card has come up in personal readings lately too, and kind of not knowing which one is going to emotionally fulfill you. And, so, and then how did I hear this card described the other day? It was so accurate. It was by another tarot card reader on YouTube, and I thought she described it so great. She's an astrologer as well, Sarah Verba. She's wonderful. And she got this card too, so hey girl, that resonates. I definitely am feeling this energy. And she was talking about how it's kind of like Indiana Jones, where in that movie, like there was the cups, and if you chose the wrong one, you would die. I mean, it's obviously not that serious, but it is feeling overwhelmed by having too many emotions. And you're like, which one's going to serve me? And it makes me think of a story from my teacher where she talks about, there was a friend of hers, her mentor actually had gone on this journey, this spiritual journey and vision quest, and in the desert with a friend. And it was late at night, and they had done their, plant medicine. And she looked out and she saw at least 2 teepees. And she wanted to go. I mean, when you go on a vision quest, you don't take much food with you, no water. So it's just like the plant medicine you're working with, and kind of that's it, and the partner. And so she's like, oh, I'm going to go in the teepees. They were lit up. She could see people dancing inside. And her partner was like, we can't. And she's like, why not? And the partner goes, because one of those teepees isn't real. And in the morning, it won't be there. It's a portal. And if you go into it, it will take you with it. And so she was like, what? And, then the night passed, and sure enough, in the morning, there was only 1 teepee. But this was like a true story that my teacher told me. And this is kind of the 7 of Cups vibes. It's like, what is a real cup and what isn't? Who are people who are really telling you the truth? And I do feel like, again, with Venus going direct, you're going to be able to discern this. But here is that feeling of overwhelm, because like I said, even when the illusion goes away, part of it is like of our choosing. Like maybe we don't really want to see which cups are real because they're not the easier cups. Maybe they're not the fun cups. So, so this is the first energy out. And 7s always talk about your spiritual evolution and your growth. So yeah, but I mean, if you choose the right cup, you're going to be emotionally fulfilled. And I do think that happens because the next card we get is the Chariot. And this is a beautiful card. This is the card associated with the zodiac sign Cancer, which is a water sign. But the Chariot talks about forward movement. It talks about rewards. And yeah, more than anything, it talks about forward movement and just like the duality within life. As you can see here, it's demonstrated in the Sphinx is here. Gosh, this is not showing up good on YouTube. So, oh, hi. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Papu Das. Hi, liked and subscribed. Appreciate it. Yay. So I'm also doing this live on my Instagram, Cards and Coffee with Janine. I will write it in the thing for you. But yeah, I'm just doing a spread for the Aquarius new moon. Thanks for joining. So in the Chariot, which is, oh my goodness. So that is 2 sevens in a row, 7 of Cups, and the Chariot is card 7 of the major arcana. Whoa, interesting. So a lot of ending of cycles and spiritual evolution is taking place right now. And I was saying the 2 Sphinx kind of represent the duality. There is this like need to make a choice of things that actually fill up our cup, and being able to discern between the real cups and the fake cups. And I think we do, because this is the card of forward movement and being rewarded by the universe with that forward movement. So this is kind of beautiful. This is a great card to come out after this card. Like, oh, hey, we figured it out. We picked the right cups. I have a feeling we're going to. So the 7 of Cups isn't to scare you. It's kind of more of a like cautionary, like, hey, like, if you're forewarned, you're prepared. So like, not everything that's presented to you is real. And that's where the gift of discernment comes in. And that's what I'm learning about in class this year. I'm taking classes with the Sage Goddess, and we're learning these 12, spiritual, intuitive gifts for psychic development. And the first one is discernment. And, we're all psychic to some extent. It's just kind of like honing that ability to discern who's being real with you and who's not. But I think we do, because there's forward movement here with the Chariot. All right, so let me start getting this fan formation going. Let me pull it back on YouTube here so you can see. All right, and then the last card out in this deck is the 4 of Swords. Oh, this deck is hard to see on the YouTubes. But on Instagram, it's a little bit clearer, so I am going to hold it up. So Papo Das, this is a general reading. So is the question like about like the new moon? Because you can ask that. If you want a personal reading with me here, let me write down my Instagram really quickly for this person who's cards. You can schedule a reading with me on Instagram. That's where I do my readings. So there you go. I'm also live there too. But yeah, so I don't like take like personal questions, but if you have a question about the energy or the cards that I just pulled, absolutely, please do ask it. So I'll be checking back in with you. So the 4 of Swords is the last card out here. So this is talking about healing after a time of heartbreak. Again, been getting this card a lot in readings. And this is, swords are related to the air signs in the tarot, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and it is an Aquarius new moon. So there is a deep healing going along with this growth, this ability to discern what's real and what's not. So it's a good time. It's a good time of healing. I do feel like we learned how to pick the, right cups. Maybe in the past we went through a couple of fake TVs, but now we're making different choices. We have gained the wisdom, really. So that is what we're starting out with. And so we have 1 major arcana card, the Chariot, and the 2 sevens, and then the 4. So interesting stuff. Lots of discernment's going to be required, but then there'll be forward movement and there'll be healing. So discerning between all the options you have, the forward movement, and then the healing that comes in. Okay, so here we go. All right, so next up, trying to show this fan on both channels here. I'm going to fill in the fan with the crystal visions, and I kind of want to do these like 3 next cards as clarifiers on the first 3 that we got. it's not so much past, present, future, like I do in my personal readings, where I'll do 2 cards on the recent past, 2 on the present, 2 on the future. I'm exploring different kind of ways of getting at the energy. So this is kind of like all in real time. It's looking at the present, kind of going into the future. I mean, maybe because we've gotten the 7 of Cups in the previous new moon reading, that might be, the recent past, like, because that energy is still there. We still need to be discerning. We're still going through that process of discernment. And God, the crocodile's creepy. This card is so trippy. Anywho, but yeah, so if you did want to look at it past, present, future, you could, but really it's all kind of happening in lifetime. So I want to fill this fan in with the Crystal Visions Tarot. And so we're going to use them as clarifiers of these 3 cards. And there'll be a post about this on my Instagram too later. So, all right, here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to say one more quick prayer. Dear God and Goddess, thank you for giving us all the clarification possible on how to best discern which options will emotionally fulfill us and provide us with the deep healing we need to heal our hearts, to heal our minds, and so that positive transformation and new chapters and periods of growth can occur. Thank you for giving us messages of the highest love, light, and truth, and messages that will serve our highest good and the highest good of all in perfect time. Amen. Blessed be harm none. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. And so it is. Okay. And let me just move this up here for a second. I am going to shuffle. All this weird. I broke that deck so weirdly. But I'll go with it. I'm going to shuffle this 6 times too. So yeah, if you do have any questions, do feel free to ask about like the new moon in particular. So what are my other reflections? Well, I just feel like this year is going to be a good year. I just don't feel like it has started yet. And a lot of people have said the same thing that I've watched a lot of astrologers and whatnot. January was so dense. And so if you've been feeling up and down, that is the collective energy. So just know that you aren't alone. And the other reason I wanted to do the shape of a fan, I was like looking up the symbolism because, it kind of just came to me like that I should do it in the shape of a fan, which isn't like anything too fancy or extreme, but fans, to me, I was thinking like a feather fan. So, and I was looking it up and there's like, a lot of the tradition of fans, like the hand fans that you would have, come from Chinese and Japanese cultures, and they symbolize wealth and prosperity. And then with the feather fan that I had in my head, to me, I think we're moving into a time of like abundance, but not just like material, like spiritual. Like I think it being the year of the lovers, a lot of us are going to meet our person if we haven't already. And if we have, there's just going to be a lot more spiritual connections going on right now. Cause 6 is, we're in a universal year 6, and that talks about, okay, 2 cards flipped over. We'll take it, but I don't know. I want them to fly. Let me see. Oh, okay. Well, that flew. Okay. But yeah, we're in the year 6, and that's as above, so below. So I do feel like we're having this conversation with the spirit realm where we're really truly learning how to manifest. And manifestation isn't just like wishing or hoping for something. It's like aligning to certain frequencies of what you want. And I think this year will be a year of love. that is going to usher in abundance, because I really do believe that love has the power to save the world, and that we need those kinds of relationships to start happening this year, for our own, to align to those frequencies for ourselves will raise the whole collective energy. So if you are in one of those relationships already, congratulations. I think it will only deepen this year. And if you're not, I definitely think this could be the year you connect with them. Beautiful. Okay, so the Fool. We've definitely gotten this card before. So immediately my eye goes to the butterflies. So change, metamorphosis, transformation. She's just so nonchalantly like sticking her foot out like, oh, am I on the edge of a cliff? Oh my God, why can't I talk? Am I on the edge of a cliff? Am I up? She's like flirting with it. And this is what we need to be doing with the new beginnings. We need to flirt. We need expansion that isn't heavy, that there does need to be a lightness to our step in these times, and approaching things with levity is going to serve for our own peace of mind, our own ease. You know what I mean? That is like one good question to ask yourself. Is this person enhancing my peace or not? If the answer is no, what can I do to change that? Is it just kind of like emotionally detaching myself before walking away physically? What is that? Or if the person is enhancing my peace, maybe spend some more time with them in that energy. It's only going to help your manifestation. So the Fool is coming out as a clarifier for the Seven of Cups. So we're going to choose a cup that's a new beginning. That's what the Fool talks about. It's the first major arcana of the tarot, card 0 of the tarot. So this is a new beginning. We're choosing a cup we have not chosen before, which is definitely what I was feeling. So that's a good thing, because I feel, like I said, some of us in the past have chosen cups that weren't real. And sometimes they can charm you, those fake cups. They may look glittery and whisper sweet nothings to you, but oh my God, that sounds so cheesy, but like they may have really charmed you before. But you know, the longer you're alive, the more wise you become, and you're just like not even looking in that direction anymore. You're definitely gonna choose a new cup. And the 10 of Wands. Oh my goodness gracious. It's like I didn't use either one of these decks for the personal reading. I did yesterday, and I can't wait for her to see it, because she's going to be like, well, what the heck? It's the same cards. Because I do feel like a lot of us are going through similar things. But so interesting. This is coming out along with the Chariot. Shoot, I should have gotten water. This is somebody's. Okay. So the 10 of Wands is coming out with the Chariot. Really interesting. They're facing each other. And the Chariot's like, hey, I'm moving forward. And the 10 of Wands is like, oh, I've been on this long journey. But the Chariot's like, yeah, but I'm coming to meet you. And together we're gonna make forward movement. We're gonna make this, like, you know, burdensome journey that you've been on. I'm gonna help you. I'm going to link my sphinxes up to your little horse, and we're going to get there and lighten the load. So yeah, these sphinxes look so unbothered. It's just so funny. And this poor little horsey needs a break. So a lightening of the load is what I feel here after. And 10 of Wands talks about coming to the end of a long and difficult journey. And I do feel like our spirit guides and, like, you know, spiritual soulmates are coming in to lighten the load, especially emotionally. Like, it's just going to make the energy lighter. So pay attention to how you feel in all the environments that are in your everyday life. Notice when you feel physically lighter. And I read that's actually, it brings up something interesting. Where did I read this? I think, it was one of my classmates was sharing that. I don't know where I read it, but it's not important where I read it. But there's a thing you can do to use your body as a pendulum. I don't know if you've heard about this, but so it's like you stand, right? And you ask a question you know is true, like you would a pendulum, which I do have. Where's my pendulum? It's always under something. Here it is. But yeah, I do have a pendulum, but you use yourself as the pendulum. So I'll show you how to do that later. But say you don't have a pendulum, say you don't trust pendulums. This is another way to test it out. So you ask a question that you know is true. Is my name Janine? And your body should go forward. And like, if you try to say something false, like, is my name Ronald? It should it should naturally go back. Am I telling the truth now? Yeah, like it's just crazy. Are we going to experience a lightening of the load? Yeah, so you just feel into the energy and let your body move back and forth. I don't know why I felt like the need to say that, but that's just another way to kind of be checking yourself through this energy. But notice how you feel in your interactions. If you feel heavy or light, just like your level of physical comfort, because that's the other thing I wanted to talk about that's going on astrologically that definitely I can see kind of playing into the tarot was the North and South node has shifted from Gemini and Sagittarius. The Gemini was in the North node and Sagittarius was in the South node, and now Taurus is in the North node. And so this is our collective purpose at the moment. And Taurus does talk about comfort in your body. So, and so the North node is in Taurus and the South node is in Scorpio. So there is going to be a lot of transformation. South node more talks about like the past. So, and the kind of shadow side of that sign. So Scorpio, like, it's just, we're going to be doing some deep excavation. We already have been this year. And then that's going to bloom into healing, and like the internal excavation is still going on now with the South node and Scorpio. But we just moved into this new North node, South node thing. And the important thing to keep in mind is that the North node, which is in Taurus now, is our collective purpose kind of at the moment. And Taurus is all about comfort and creating beauty. And so like, that's the vibes we're kind of looking to experience now. And we're looking for comfort and beauty in probably new ways than we were before. Our perspective has already been shifted because of the pandemic. So, oh my God. I'm sorry. My friend Maya just said she almost fell. Do be careful when you're using yourself as a pendulum. I mean, I could totally see me like losing my balance. Like lately, my one knee has been kind of like spazzy. And so do be careful. But hey, like, I mean, it also like shows you how much you trust yourself, and like, and then you don't have to buy a pendulum because, you know, some people are about the pendulum, some aren't. I go back and forth. I prefer the tarot myself, but I do use the pendulum too. I just also ask it if it's fucking with me after I ask the question, because I have done some deep excavating myself. Like, so like, feel free to share where you're at on this journey. But yeah, like during January, I felt called to do the dry January. So I started on January 6th, and I haven't had a drop of alcohol since January 6th. And where was I going with this? Oh yeah, but the pendulum and I had a dark night of the soul before January 6th, on the night of January the 5th. and I was asking it stupid questions, and it messed with me. I'm pretty sure it messed with me. So this whole concept of you using yourself as a pendulum was appealing to me, because you can kind of do it anywhere. And like, my teacher is always saying, you are the tool, which sounds hilarious. Like, oh, you are the tool. Yes, I am usually, but you are the tool, and you shouldn't need really anything to do energy work. It's energy. It's free. It's there for everybody. So yes, I'm glad you like that tip. Whoop, whoop. All right. And then, so we have one more card to pull. So this is good. So 7 of Cups, we start with 7 of Cups. So we have to discern who is serving us emotionally and who isn't. We have to figure out which cups. This is having too many options. We need to decide who's being real and who's not. And, for those of us who are single and not even, because this could be in any area of your life, work, family, what have you, but we're going to be picking a new cup, because the Fool is the card that we got out as the clarifier in the 7 of Cups. So we're discerning wisely. We're choosing wisely. We're picking a new cup that is a new beginning. That's a risk worth taking. We don't really know how it's going to turn out, but we know it's a risk worth taking. And that's followed up by another major arcana card, the Chariot, which talks about forward movement and seeing the duality in all things, really. But I do see this as lightening of the load, because it's meeting the 10 of Wands. Because where we've been, this clarifier, like the fact that they're heading towards one another, has been a long, hard journey. And this is like, I see this Chariot as a spiritual relief card. And then we still need clarification on this 4 of Swords, which is healing our mind, but also our heart. Because the 3 of Swords is the heartbreak card. Even the Swords is the suite of the mind and communication. Deep healing is going to be coming in, whether that's in the form of communication, but often this is seen as like the resting card. Resting our mind. Because I really do feel like, because this is the year of the lovers, the mind's going to take a break, and we're going to start living from our heart space. And that's going to put us all in a higher frequency come April, really, in my opinion, in my estimation. That's when you do start to see things manifest. That's when I always start to see things manifest. In February, I definitely do set the intentions. January is always kind of I don't want to say a shit show, but I can't think of another word. But it's like trial and error in January. And I feel like this year has been, there's been a couple of like ups and downs, but I feel like January is necessary. Oh, one card flipped over. Ooh, we love. Okay, this checks out. Dang, this is like so many cards that have been showing up in personal readings. Again, I haven't used either one of these decks. But so on the 4 of Swords, we have the 4 of Wands coming next. This is the marriage card coming out in the year of the lovers. And it's not the first time it's shown up. You can see that is straight up. It reminds me of Snow White and Prince Charming from like the Once Upon a Time version, which I really have been wanting to watch again. But yeah, this could be a proposal of marriage. And if it's not, it's a deepening of commitment to our own healing. That is another way to look at this, because this talks about deep healing, resting. And then through that resting, we're coming at things from a restored, lighter perspective. So when you meet somebody from that space, where they're like taking the time to like rest up and they've got that glow, it's going to show. It's going to, I think, call a lot of cups to you, but you'll know which one to pick. You'll see, because they'll have that same glow. You know what I mean? So you'll recognize each other's glow. And, the Wands does talk about movement. So I also did, and if you have gotten a personal reading from me, I have said this too recently, saw another wonderful post. I think I took the screenshot. Maybe I'll have to post it so I can give that person credit because I felt it really checked out. They were talking about the tarot and time, and they were saying that the wands is days and the swords is weeks, and the cups is months, and the pentacles, which we don't have any here, is years. So, this is pretty fast moving energy. This is over the next, couple weeks, and I would say couple weeks, like you might be meeting the person who you find this deeper commitment with. And if not, you might be first finding that commitment within yourself, committing to new things. Like, I don't know, I'm trying something new each month. Like, this month until February 6th, it's, not drinking. And I hope that's something I can continue forward. And then each month I'm going to kind of add something to it. Like this month, one of my intentions is getting into bed earlier. I am completely nocturnal and it's really hard for me. So, but I did the drinking thing and thought that was going to be hard. And for once in my life, it wasn't, and yeah, so eventually you're going to start to feel lighter. So it's making a commitment to yourself. And then there is indication that there'll be some external commitments coming in as well. Glow up. I don't know why I keep saying that. So really interesting. A lot of wands energy, little cups, little swords. We are moving towards meeting some soulmates and lightening our load. There is going to be forward movement. There is going to be new beginnings. We are going to be picking new things that, maybe they wouldn't have emotionally fulfilled us in the past, but because we have evolved, with the 2 sevens here, the 7 of cups and the chariot, both sevens, talk about spiritual growth and completing a spiritual cycle and evolution. That's my train of thought. But yeah, because we have grown, new things are making us happy emotionally. And that is a part of growth, is like kind of changing, the things that make you happy sometimes change. And sometimes you pick new things, or sometimes you just pick a new direction to go with some existing thing, so it should be really good. So the energy should be it might be feeling a little dense at first, but like I said, I feel like the Chariot card is going to help lighten this up, because the 10 of Wands is coming to the end of a long journey. So again, sevens represent that cycle, right? So this is the ending and this is the beginning coming in. And though, and the Wands is still the fastest moving suite. So I would say this will probably, I hate to make guesses over time too much, but, being that this is the card of Cancer, the Chariot, what's that? Is that June into early July? End of June into the middle of July, the July 21st, 22nd, that's Cancer season. So June 21st to July 21st, around that area. So, it's going to play out throughout the year, but we're doing this reading now. So I tend to think that it may play out even sooner than we think. And it's just going to be these endings of journeys, meaning these lighter new beginnings. And the two are going to kind of meld. And there's going to be deep healing that occurs, because we're going to allow something to end and something to begin and lead us forward into the path of healing and committing to something, to ourselves really, and then maybe to someone else who will be just as committed as we are, or as something else. If this is a work situation, commitment seems to be a word that I'm also saying a lot. Commitment, glow up, lightening of the load. So these are things to be looking at. Who brings you peace? What brings you peace? Some good crystals to work with. I'm trying to start a new segment. Another thing I'm working on this year myself is consistency. Cool, I got it stuck in my dress. But a good one to work with on new moons is labradorite. I was wearing that one yesterday. Don't know if you can see it too well, but today I'm wearing Brandenburg amethyst, and it comes from the Brandenburg mountain in Africa, and it has a little bit of smoky quartz in it too. Smoky quartz is good for transmuting lower vibrations into higher ones, and so negative energy into positive energy. And then the amethyst is good for peace, balance, and detoxification and connection to source. So amethyst is also the birthstone of Aquarius, especially if you're Aquarius born in February. So I thought this would be, I mean, it is the last night of January, but I thought this would be a good one to wear at night. For the January Aquarius is garnet is your stone. I'm also wearing that one too. And that's good for grounding. So either garnet or amethyst would be the stones, in addition to labradorite, which I have a piece of it here. Let's see if I can get it to flash. That's actually not the reflection of the light. That's my stone. Ooh, yeah, it's like that dark, dark, dark blue. But yeah, amethyst is good for new moons and setting intentions because it's the magician's stone. I'll probably say that so many times, but it's just the best to have with you to hold in your left hand when you're setting intentions. Palm stones are perfect for that too. I was actually rubbing it on my mom's head the other day because she had a headache. And I don't know, I was doing a thing. It's feeling into the energy. But yeah, so labradorite, amethyst, and garnet are the crystals I recommend. Tomorrow is Imbolic, so I'm going to be doing like a little ritual on here. Hey, Cece. Oh my gosh, you're going to have to go back and watch from the beginning, girl. You're going to resonate. But yeah, so Imbolic is a fire holiday, but what it represents, Imbolic, it means in the belly. I forget if that's Greek or Latin, but my teacher said that, and I thought that's so funny because nature and we are pregnant with these seeds of intention right now. Not literally, but with seasons of intention. And so we're celebrating that. We're celebrating the midway, being at the midway point between the winter solstice and spring equinox. So we're halfway there, halfway to spring. And I am going to be trying to find a blessing from the goddess Bridget, who is associated with Imbolic, the pagan tradition that celebrates being at this midway point. And she's a fire goddess. I'm a fire sign. So I really hope, I think I have a blessing from her in the Blessed Be deck, I hope. And we're going to be retiring this card tomorrow. A blessing for a fresh start. Although this is still very much the energy. I just want to, this was the one I pulled for Yule. And I used this beautiful deck called Blessed Be by Lucy Cavendish at the high holidays. And on top of that, it's also like I said probably at the beginning, it's the Chinese lunar year, which aligns with Imbolic, which is so fascinating to me. The Chinese lunar year is the second new moon of every year. And this year we're in the year of the tiger. So that's exciting. I'm like obsessed with that song, Eye of the Tiger. It just gets me pumped. So, all things to just consider and take note of. This is like the time where really things are getting fired up. If January is hard for you, don't worry. Things are going to get lighter. And I'm going to post this video. I also did it on YouTube. Hello. I just saw that somebody's trying to talk to me on YouTube too. I'm having a hard time doing both. Hi, Casey. I'm so sorry I didn't see your message till now. Yes, I am live on my Instagram. Hold on. This is so hard to do both. I am live on. So I might start doing things on YouTube too, guys. So I might have to pick one or the other. So if you guys could follow me on YouTube, I'm going to try and add my YouTube as a comment too. So give me 1 second. I really have a hard time paying attention to both cameras. So this was kind of a fail. But I get nervous recording just on Instagram because it will freeze. And then, I mean, you saw the thumbnail from the previous full moon. It was not great. And I was too afraid to change it because it like freezes. So yes, I'm so sorry about that. What's my sign? I'm a Sagittarius. Casey, if you're still there, I'm so sorry. And then, but thank you for joining in. And Arby. All right, so some people joined. Very exciting, guys. All right, let me close out the circle. And thank you so much for being here. So, you know, final recap. Discernment. Deciding which cups are real, which cups are not. What's going to serve you emotionally, who's going to serve you emotionally, who is not. We're going to do it. We're going to choose wisely because the Fool says that we are embarking on a new beginning and a risk worth taking. And where we're going, it's simply going to be worth it, even though we don't have all the answers yet. We're at the beginning of a new chapter. And then the Chariot is forward movement in that journey. And even though we're coming to the end of what has been a long journey, this is the spiritual realm meeting us in the physical realm and kind of like transmuting the energy and making it lighter, allowing for that new beginning and forward momentum to kind of come in and meet us where we are. So, and there's also going to be a lot of deep healing going on after that meeting of the spiritual and the physical, and kind of like we've like evolved. So our vibration, our frequency is going to rise, and we're going to be vibrating higher for this Chariot to meet us. It's like, oh, but we can't here. And so this kind of falls away. This remains. A deep healing occurs. And then I mean, it's the year of the Lovers. This card keeps popping out. This is what I meant, Cece. Keeps popping out. The card of marriage. So, and commitment. So I feel like first we'll be committing to our own healing and whatever's left over for that. And then we're going to kind of have a glow up, and people are going to start to notice the right people, new people is kind of what I'm getting a sense of, because the Fool's here too. So, if you guys want more of a personal reading, you can direct message me on my Instagram. If you're watching on Instagram, which most of you are, I'm really sorry I wasn't good at keeping up with the YouTube. If you want to follow me on YouTube, let me write that down for you. God, I hope I don't mess this up. It's Janine Gibbons on YouTube. Follow. You can see my forehead. Follow me on YouTube, because I think I'm going to try to do the full moon video on there, because I can't go live on YouTube unless I'm on my computer. And so I'm just looking to kind of build my subscribers on there, just because I feel like it kind of fits my format more of doing these longer videos. I don't think very many people do them on Instagram, but this is where my community is. So this is kind of where, but I'm looking to expand this year, you know? Oh my goodness gracious. I wouldn't think it's this hard. Follow me on YouTube, Janine Gibbons. There we go. So it's just my full name. There's my YouTube. This will be posted there too. Although I think as far as quality goes, I'm definitely going to have to invest in a ring light, but I wanted to give it a shot. All right. I am going to release the guides and guardians and post this up, and happy new moon, everyone. I almost said happy new year. It is the Chinese lunar new year. So, and I'll see you all again tomorrow for Imbolic, celebrating the midway point to spring, and Bridget, the goddess of fire. So with that, I'm going to close the circle and release the guides and guardians. And thank all of you for being here. I'm really sorry, YouTube. I will do better next time at just choosing one. I really thought I could make it even and see both, but it's too hard to look at both without any help. So thank you, Cece Roxanne. Thank you, Maya. I love you too. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me that you're here. All right. Guides and guardians of the spirit element, spirit, God, goddess, creator, source. I release you from the circle tonight with so much gratitude. Thank you for our lives. Thank you for making this stage of the journey lighter. Thank you for continuing to be there with us and walk there with us and remind us that we're not alone and that magic is real. And please show us ways to love one another and to pick people, situations, places, and things that love us back. Please keep bringing those things into our experience. I release you with so much gratitude from the circle. Guides and guardians of the north element of earth, I release you from the circle with so much gratitude. Thank you for keeping us safe and happy and healthy and protected during this next lunar cycle and this beginning of the lunar new year and symbolic. Thank you for staying close to us, spirit guides and ancestors, and just keeping us safe and being there for us along the way. I release you with so much gratitude from the circle. Guides and guardians, the west element of water, thank you for continuing to show us where we do need to cleanse and purify in our lives and our relationships. Thank you for helping us release any fake cups. And thank you for helping us choose the cups that will emotionally fulfill us and lead us to new, lighter beginnings that are full of joy, that are full of passion, and that are full of love. I release you with so much gratitude from the circle. Guides and guardians of the south element of fire, you are showing up. Thank you for helping us to continue to burn clean all that no longer serves us. Thank you for letting us come to the end of the hard journey and letting it end and letting spirit transmute all those lower vibrations and frequencies into positive energy and transformation and metamorphosis. Thank you for letting us welcome that positive new transformation that is occurring. We release you with so much gratitude from the circle. And finally, guides and guardians, the east element of air, thank you for being here with us tonight to show us that deep healing is definitely on the menu for this next lunar cycle and this year. Thank you for continuing to heal our hearts, and for helping us to welcome new beginnings and recognize new beginnings that will serve our highest good in ways that are so obvious and so clear we can't go wrong. Thank you for keeping us facing our true desires and welcoming the dawn with hope each day, with promises of new beginnings and all the excitement that we can manage, and to stay light in our nature. I release you with so much gratitude from the circle. I release all guides and guardians of love and light. And with that, the circle is closed. The circle is closed. Amen. Blessed be, harm none. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. And so it is. All right, I'm going to try to post this on Instagram and YouTube. Hopefully that works. And I'll definitely be posting the spread. I did it in the shape of a fan. So yes. And happy new moon in Aquarius, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for Symbolic. Take care. Love you so much. All right, let me end this on YouTube first.